I'm Autumn Bensett, founder of the Bossy Babe brand, fitness coach, and serial entrepreneur turned intuitive life and business coach. The Wealthy Babe podcast is for the ambitious, courageous, and spiritually charged up woman in network marketing, craving wealth not only in her bank account, but in every aspect of her life. Get plugged in here each week for authentic and unfiltered conversations from myself and industry leaders who are going to support you and give you all the juicy behind the scenes and real talk around business, spirituality, strong points of view, and doing shit differently. This is a safe space to come undone, be heard, and be given permission to rewrite your own damn rules. So here we go. What's up, you guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Wealthy Babe podcast. I hope that you have been digging all of the episodes that have been dropping lately and that they have been firing you up and you are digging our guests. If you have anything that you want to hear more of, please let me know. Send me a message, send me an email, drop me a note, because I want to hear, I want to provide for you, I want to serve you, and this podcast is ultimately for you. And as always, it would mean the world to me if you left us a 5-star review and shared all about what you're loving from this podcast and who it is that you would love to see or hear more of, because this is what keeps it going. This is what fuels the fire, and this is what I love to see, because it makes me see that this is impacting you guys. And that's the whole reason why I show up in this space, is for service for you guys and to help you to have stronger businesses, feel more authentic, to increase your wealth, increase your abundance, to feel more successful in every aspect of your life. And so it means the world to me. It means so freaking much. So we're going to dive in today. I honestly was kind of going back and forth about what it is that I wanted to talk about and what would be an impactful conversation to start. And there was a lot of things on my heart and a lot of things that I do want to talk about. But I did make a post today, and I wanted to talk a little bit about that, because I think that this is a conversation that we need to have. I think this is something that we need to talk about, because either I feel that women in network marketing, women in business, coaches, entrepreneurship, really whatever it is that you're doing, and however you are showing up in the online space to make an income, there can be kind of two sides of the coin. It can be either we are sitting and wanting to manifest and wait for all the things to show up our way, and we're kind of scared to do the work. And, maybe that comes down to fear of success and our brilliance on the other side of it. Maybe it comes down to lack of clarity and not really knowing exactly what it is that we're supposed to do. There's a lot of reasons why that might be, but I feel like there's two ends of the spectrum where we're either sitting around and waiting for the things that we want and waiting around to manifest the life that we desire and bring in the income and attract in the clients. And then there's this side of it where we think that we have to work really, really hard and hustle our asses off, and we have to basically show up burnt out in order to create the success that we desire. And so I find that there's like these two ends of the spectrums, and I've been on both. Okay, I've been on both. I have been there when I thought I was doing all the things I needed to do, and I was hustling really hard and I was burnt out. And then there's the other side of it where I did sit there and I was just trying to manifest it and pray on it and meditate on it and ask the angels to bring me all of the money that I ever wanted. And I wanted to be real with you guys and share a little bit of my heart on this, because it is a delicate dance to the both. And I want to kind of remove the word hard from this, okay? Because what I've realized here is creating what's become, a 6-figure business and having 5-figure months and stepping into the space in my business. I want to be real about this and share with you guys that it has taken work, okay? It has taken work. It has taken me showing up, being intentional, being really insanely passionate, being completely committed. But I don't want to say that it has taken hard work, okay? I feel like hard is a decision, hard is a choice, hard is just a choice of verbiage that you want to use that I don't want to stand behind. I don't want to wear as a badge of honor. I don't want to say that I work really, really hard and money has to come with really hard work. I think that it just needs to come with intentional work. I think that it needs to come with passionate work. And over this course of the time of creating this level of income, I have been tested, you guys. It has come with a lot of testing moments, a lot of prove it moments, a lot of times when I didn't always know how I was going to make it work. Over the course of these 4 years, it has taken a lot of intentional action. It has taken me to be committed and consistent in the online space. I have had to show up for 4 years through every single pivot. It didn't just come to me by showing up every single, once a month or here and there, or treating my business like a hobby. This has come from being extremely committed to the vision of what it is that I want to create, even in the moments where I wasn't sure, or things started to pivot and things started to shift, and I transitioned out of past businesses and I let go of things that I no longer had space for, and I had to change my directions, or I chose to change my directions as I listened to my intuition, I listened to my gut, and I recognized that what had been for me wasn't meant for me. But in these 4 years, I want to make it clear that I have intentionally been committed to and consistent in showing up in the online space for 4 years, right? In these past 4 years, I have seen my income skyrocket. I have seen it go into these levels that I didn't even think back then that I could reach, and then I've seen it plummet. I have seen it be on a roller coaster. And that was a really exhausting situation because it created a story for me. And this has been a story that I have worked through, and I have been continuously choosing to work through and continuously choosing to heal, because what can happen is, if we've been in this position where we have seen our income grow and excel and exceed, and then we have seen it kind of deplete or decrease, we can have this story or adapt this narrative of our lives and our success, that no matter what it is, money always goes away, right? Money always leaves. And so then we hit these new levels in our business, and I'm going to talk about this in a little bit, but we hit these new levels in our business, and then these old beliefs come back up. Is it all going to fall away? Well, it's fallen away before. This has happened how many times before, so it's going to happen again. And the truth is that that's just an old narrative, right? We tend to, how do I word this? We base our future results based on our past results. So if we've seen in the past that money has fallen away, that's the only thing that we have seen to be true. So then we say, well, in the future, that's how it's got to be, right? How could it not? That's how it goes for me. That's my luck. That's my story. And at any moment, we can redefine the story. We can rewrite this narrative, because just because something has happened in the past does not mean that it has to happen again in the future. But this is something that I have been working through as I've been shifting into these new levels and into these new income spaces, because I have been in this space in the past 4 years where I have seen it be on this roller coaster of up and downs. I have, in these past 4 years, I have cried, I have been burnt out, and I have wondered when it was all going to finally pay off. There were so many days where I sat there with Derek and I cried and I cried and I cried, and I couldn't understand why people, when I was in network marketing, would quit my team, or they would leave, or they couldn't see the vision like I seen it, or it just wasn't working out the way that I intended, or I felt like I was putting in all this work and it just wasn't paying off. And it was a really exhausting period of time when I would feel like it just wasn't working out. But no matter what, you guys, no matter how many times I cried, no matter how much I got burnt out, no matter how many times I wondered if it all pay off, I kept moving the puzzle pieces around and trying to figure out how to make it all work and how to make it fit and how to make it work for me. And I was super, again, committed and consistent in trying to step into this vision of what I knew in my mind existed, and trying to figure out, what does this look like for me, and what do I need to do this and to make it happen, right? Success leaves clues. In these 4 years, I've had to navigate my boundaries. I've had to learn how to balance a successful business and a successful relationship. These things haven't always been easy. And the reason why I'm sharing about this stuff is because it's really easy to look at me right now and to look at the fact that I'm bringing in consistent 10-figure, that would be wonderful, one day, 5-figure months, and I'm stretching into this 6-figure business. And it's really easy to look at me and say, oh, well, that must have been easy, right? That must have been easy for you, must be nice for you. And a lot of these times, these are our upper limits, these are triggers, these are things that are pointing us towards what we see that we really want for ourselves. We're seeing our blocks, our own limitations. However, I want to be real about it, because I can give you guys all the advice and all the tools, but I also want to share with you guys that I have had these moments behind the scenes, right? Where my income's gone up and down, where I have had to be consistent for 4 years, no matter what pivot I took in my business, where I have been burnt out, where I've cried my face off, where, I've wondered, will this ever pay off? Where I've had to navigate boundaries and how to make a business work within a relationship. And I've had to strip down every single part of who it is that I am at my core, and all the dark parts, all the light parts, all the things that were confusing and frustrating and broken, or things that just were not working in my favor. I've had to strip down who I am so then I could grow into who it is that I want to be. I have done things backwards. I have done things messy. I have made mistakes. I have flopped launches. I have had clients leave. I've had trolls. I've had bad reviews. I've been through stages of giving myself a lot of time freedom. And I'm also in a season right now where I'm not giving myself a lot of time freedom, because I am so passionately on fire and excited in every aspect of my business of what it is that I want to do. I'm still honoring boundaries. I'm still taking time for my family. I still put Derek number one. I shut off and always have dinner with him and always enjoy time with him. I take weekends for us, even if I have to check in or do a couple little things here and there. And I'm setting up delegation so then I can take more of this time freedom as baby comes. But, I've been on both ends of these spectrums in these 4 years, right? I have shown up and I have done the work, and I think at the base of it too, you guys, is that I'm always learning and growing. And I think, there's some businesses where you have to be the expert. You've had to heal. You've had to learn all of the things to show up and do the job that you're doing. But when you're a business coach or when you're a life coach, you have never fully arrived, okay? This is something that you're always going to be growing and evolving in, and you're never going to fully be there, right? You're never arrived. You are always learning new things. You're always shifting. You're always growing, as you should be. As you should be. And so I just wanted to be real with you guys and let you know that stretching into this has taken a lot of shit behind the scenes. It hasn't come effortlessly always. It hasn't come 100% with ease. It didn't just fall into my lap. And at every single new level, I'm faced with these new devils, right? I'm tested with lessons to stand in integrity with what it is that I teach. I have to consistently lean into trust and surrender, to have faith in getting uncomfortable as soon as I feel that I've become safe. At every single one of these new levels, I am faced with a new devil. And what this means is that as you grow, you shift, whether that's income, if it's within your own journey, spiritually, emotionally, physically, you're always going to have to continue to grow and do something uncomfortable and something different to get to that next level again. You cannot continue to do the same things that you're always doing to get to where it is that you want to go next. So what I've really noticed is that as this waterfall of, because this is what's really happened, is that I've hit this space where it's like this waterfall of exponential growth, and it's happened in just the past couple months. And so I've had to work and bust through my upper limits so then I could stretch into the big goals that I have, so then I can become the woman that I want to be, because every single new level is going to serve me in a different way, and it's stretching me into becoming a different person to handle what it is that's coming my way. And so this takes work. It takes me addressing these new levels. It takes me addressing these new devils, and it takes me always consistently growing and looking at what it is that I'm teaching, and how can I make myself a little bit more uncomfortable? How can I stretch myself? How can I just level up a little bit? What do I need to do? What actions do I need to take? What beliefs do I need to have to support the next level that I want to step into, the woman that I always want to be? Right? So creating six-figure months has taken work, you guys. It did not fall into my lap. I have had to pivot. I have had to learn. I have had to invest at really, really big levels. And this is another, thing that I'm walking through right now, as I'm assessing and stepping into a totally new level with my business coach. I've had to make really uncomfortable decisions in the face of fear and feeling like, oh my God, how the hell am I going to make this work? How am I going to be supported? If I do this, is everything going to be okay? And at every single new level, I've had to ask myself this question and trust that I would not be given this nudge and this feeling in my soul if it was meant to fail me. If it wasn't meant for me, I wouldn't be given this vision. I wouldn't be given this opportunity. I wouldn't be given this test or this lesson. There's always a purpose and a reason behind it. And such a big part of this journey is leaning into trust and surrender that what you want is meant for you. And knowing that no matter what decision you make, you're going to be okay as long as it's coming from a space of power, not a space of fear, right? When we're making decisions from a space of fear, we're only going to create more fear. We're never going to get to where we want to go. We're going to amplify that energy. But when we can make a decision from a space of power, that's a whole different story. So at the end of the day, it doesn't even matter what decision that you make half the time. If you choose to do the thing, if you choose not to do the thing, if you choose to invest or not invest, it's just, what is your intention behind it, right? What's your intention behind it? And so, you guys, the raw truth is that this is all really fucking possible for all of you. And I want to say this because I know that so many women are out there and they tell me all the time, like, I just don't know if it's for me. I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if all I dream of and desire can actually be mine, because I've seen my family struggle. I have struggled myself. I have been bankrupt, or my family's been bankrupt, or, people used to micromanage my money, or I've always seen money kind of go away. And so we've committed to this story and this narrative that this is the way it's always going to be for us. And so what I want to tell you right now is this is also fucking possible for you. Okay, I don't come from a wealthy family. I don't come from somewhere that I see money abundantly just thrown around all the time. I didn't come from this space where I had entrepreneurs in my family and I seen them take big leaps. I come from a family where they have worked and prided themselves on a very hard work for basic amounts of money. And I've come from a place where they really wanted me to go to university and to, have retirement savings and to, not have debt and to have all these things. And I've totally come in like this spitfire, this tornado, this hurricane. And I'm like, I'm going to do shit my own way. And they had to buckle up a little bit, and they don't always get it, but they have trusted it and seen that what I have done is possible. And I think I just need to say that because we all come from different backgrounds. We come from different spaces. We've seen money be used in different ways, and we have our own limiting beliefs and our own stories and our own things that have held us back. And we are in control of that, right? We get to choose at any point the story that we want to start writing, the narrative that we want to live in, who it is that we want to be. Okay? So all it comes down to is that you have to be willing to ride the waves, right? You have to be willing to walk through fire. You have to be willing to do what it takes to create what you want. And it will not be comfortable, right? But if you continuously try to control life, if you continuously try to control everything so then you can stay safe, so it can feel good, so it doesn't get you in this uncomfortable space where you're in this moment of maybe anxiousness or wondering, well, will it all work out, and you're not being tested or growing or shifting, then what you want is never going to happen. Okay, because what's happening is that the more that you fight against life and you're trying to stay safe, you are always fighting against life. And no matter what happens, something is always going to go wrong. And when something goes wrong, it's like throwing a rock into an ocean, and it creates this ripple in all areas of your life. And then you're always wondering, well, why doesn't it work out for me? Why does this have to be so hard? Why can't this just be for me? And you have to stop at a certain point trying to fight against life, trying to control the pieces, trying to keep yourself safe, and just let go and surrender and know that you're going to be okay, right? We cannot plan life no matter how much we want to keep ourselves safe, no matter how much we want to move all the pieces around in our favor. It doesn't matter how much we try to do it. We're out of control, right? We are here, and I thoroughly believe this. I fully believe this, that our purposes are not our own. Okay, the purpose that we have, what we're meant to do in this world, it's not our own. And this is given to us by God. It's given to us by the universe. It's given to us by whatever and whoever it is that you believe in. But our bodies are the only thing that can bring this passion and this purpose to life, to share this mission, to share this message. And our intuition, our gut is the only communication link between the universe and the God and us and our body, and bringing it to actual life. That's all we got. That's all we got. That's how we know what we're supposed to do next. So I want you to know, you guys, that I do celebrate a lot. And it's a big thing about what I teach. I focus on what I want. I put my energy towards what I want, who I'm becoming. I don't put a ton of energy behind things that are going wrong or blocks or, all of the other things that I don't want to see happen. However, I want to share with you guys that these things happen. And I want to share with you guys that behind the scenes, things aren't always groovy. I do stay up sometimes till midnight and answer emails. And, sometimes I do work on the weekends, and sometimes I am, a little tired, but passionate and excited. And sometimes I do get a little overwhelmed, and that is life. I'm never fully arrived. And especially as a business coach, I'm always trying to figure it out. I'm always trying to maneuver my practices and try to make it work for me and figure out the way that works best in my life. And I think the biggest thing here, you guys, is that, my story isn't going to be your story. And so how you get to your version of success is going to look different than mine. But I want you to know that it doesn't necessarily have to take hard work. It just has to be intentional. It has to be fueled by passion. You can't just show up here and there and expect this six-figure business. You can't just show up willy-nilly and expect it all to fall into your lap. Your business must become a business. You must become the CEO and take action on what it is that you're manifesting, right? You have to take control. You have to own what it is that you want, and you have to be willing to ride those waves, to walk through fire, to do the shit that scares you. But just know that every single entrepreneur goes through their own battles, that they have to ride the waves themselves too, that things aren't always easy, but they can be intentional, and they can be passionate, and they can be exciting, and it doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be difficult. It doesn't have to be frustrating. It can be whatever you want it to be for you. But I wanted to just be real, and I wanted to share with you guys that, I've gone through these seasons where things have been super flowy and I've had a lot of time freedom. And then I've had seasons where I work my booty off, and I'm showing up consistently and intentionally, and I'm doing all the things, and I love it, and I'm passionate about it. And it never feels like work, and it doesn't feel like something hard. It doesn't feel like something I'm forcing myself to do. It's something that's coming from the purest part of my soul, because it feels in alignment, and it feels fun, and it feels exciting. And that is the way that it should feel for you, right? If something starts to feel hard or it doesn't feel fun anymore, you need to ask yourself why it is that you think that you're doing it to begin with. So know that entrepreneurship and creating a five-figure months, six-figure business, there's a lot of shit that comes with it. And you might not always see it, right? You might not always see it when you're looking at somebody, and it might look like it came really easy for them or really simple for them. But just like me, I'm sure that a lot of them have all gone through these hurdles, because it's made them into a stronger entrepreneur to begin with. It's made them into being the entrepreneur that needs to, how do I word this? In order to have the success that you want, you need to have learned certain lessons. You need to have a backbone. You need to have certain boundaries. So in order to do these things, you need to learn lessons. And those lessons are going to teach you and to form you into being the person to handle what is coming your way. And that's the way that I look at lessons. That's the way I look at nudges and opportunities and tests, is that it's forming me to become the person that I need to be to handle what is coming my way next. And so I just wanted to be real with you guys. I wanted to be raw. I wanted to be open. I wanted to share a little bit of the behind the scenes, the inspiration, and for you guys to know that this didn't happen overnight. Okay, this did not happen overnight. It didn't fall into my lap. Not that anybody had said anything. There was never a conversation brought up about it, but I wanted to just be open and real and honest about it, because I think that it can be deceiving for a lot of babes out there if you're listening to this. If you think that this did just fall into my lap, or it did just happen overnight, because who knows how long you've been following me? Who knows how long you've been listening to these podcasts? You might not know my journey from 4 years ago and on. You might not have been following it this whole way. You might have just met me. This might be the first episode you're listening to. And it could be deceiving to hear, okay, I make 5-figure months and I make a 6-figure business. And you're like, wow, that must have been really easy. That must be nice. This won't happen for me. You guys, shit happens behind the scenes in every single business, every single one. And I share about them, as it feels right in my heart. But I want you to know that if you could look back and have a peek into these 4 years, it has taken a lot of consistency. It's taken a lot of pivoting. It has taken a lot of tests, walking through the fire, making big, scary investments, trusting, leaping, crying, being burnt out, struggling in my relationship, tough conversations. A lot of really crazy shit has happened these past 4 years, but every single thing has got me to where it is that I want to be. Okay. Every single one. So no matter what season you're in, know that it is all meant for you. Okay, know that it's all happening in perfect timing. So follow the nudges, stay committed to the vision, and focus on what you want. I am here with you. I am walking through the fire with you, and I'm always, always, always here with you. You are not alone. And, you know, if that just means you need to come connect in the community, or you need to listen to this podcast, and you need to listen to this episode and know that I'm walking with you, I'm linking arms with you, and I get you and I feel you, then please do it, because this can be a lonely journey if you think that, if you walk it alone. It can be lonely if you think that you're the only one that goes through these struggles, and that you're the only one crying or trying to wonder, like, when's it all going to pay off? When's it going to work out? You're not. You're not. But I just want to urge you so hard right now to keep going, to keep, I don't want to say necessarily grinding away, but just keep staying committed to what it is that you're trying to create. Get detached from the how, get detached from the when, but stay committed to the what. Stay committed to why it is that you're doing this. Stay committed to what you're wanting to create. Stay committed to your vision, but be so open to the how. Be open to who's coming your way to make this happen. Be open to when it's going to happen. Be open to the possibility. Lean into trust, lean into surrender, and know that everything is going to happen for you in the exact moments that it's meant to. Okay? Stop trying to move all the pieces around. Stop trying to take control, and stop trying to keep things safe for yourself, because I promise you that that's not going to get you to where you want to be, and it's not going to form you into the woman that you need to be to handle what is coming your way. So anyways, you guys, I hope that this was helpful. I hope that, you know, this was a little bit of inspirational ping that you needed, a little reminder that success looks different for everybody, but it's not going to always look like roses and sunshine, and it's all just celebration and easy moments. There's a lot of trying times. I've been tested a lot on this journey, and I'm sure that you've been tested a lot too. So know that this is happening in your favor. It is happening in divine timing, and it is all happening for you. And if you just lean into that and you perceive this with different perception, you look at this with new eyes, and you don't look at it as, why is this happening to me? Why can't this work out for me? And you start to see the lesson underlining it, and you see what it's trying to teach you, so then you can learn the lesson to be able to help the woman that is on her way to you and who's going to be going through this right behind you. Then you're going to be able to start shifting fast. You're going to be able to see that, you know, life isn't out to get you, and everything is really happening in your favor. So I'm rambling on now. You know, I don't know if there's a big punchline I was trying to make. I just wanted to come on and share my heart, share what I was talking about, what I posted about, dive into it a little deeper, and have you hear my heart in this, and hear just my authenticity, and hear that there is shit that happens behind the scenes that has helped me to get to where it is that I'm going. And a 5-figure business, a 6-figure business didn't just fall into my lap. It didn't just show up one day. That there was a lot of things that happened behind the scenes. So I just want you to know that I hear you, I feel you, I'm with you. And this is okay. This is happening in beautiful divine timing. And you've been given this because you're meant for it, and you can handle it. You can handle it. You absolutely fucking can. So I love you. You're amazing. And I hope that this episode brought some fire, brought some inspiration, was powerful for you in some way, shape, or form. And it allowed you to get some kind of juicy nugget out of this that you can take and just keep near and dear to your heart, so it can push you through those tough times. And yeah. So you guys, I will see you in the next episode. And until then, I love you so much.